Let's turn the clock back 50 years to the good old days. It's early morning, and the Sulzer cameraman is already on his way to the company apprentice hostel. Practice makes perfect. Come and get it. Breakfast is ready. It's going to be a long day. For Robert Sulzer, too, one of the executives. Let's go. Get moving. The Winterthur factory buzzes with activity. In this drawing office, for example, discipline is strict. Only white office coats, no chatting allowed. Now he works so that the chips fly. It's rough going, but you need your head and heady drinks. So while the glowing molten metal is being poured into the crucible, someone else does his own pouring. Alcohol hasn't yet been banned in the Sulzer works. Safety measures such as guardrails, helmets, and protective clothing are also unheard of. Instead, you wear a hat. Even when forging. The handling of the forge hammer is fascinating, and it functions. Machine parts are made from steel ingots. Then on machine tools, they're given their final shape. 50 years later, this process will not have changed a great deal. The pride of the works. In 1929, Sulzer spent some 600,000 francs on this powerful planing machine to machine large parts for diesel engines. Metal is still planed. Milling comes later. Carefully manufactured components are assembled to complete machines. And what is being assembled here? Aha! A torque wrench, model 1930. Look at those muscles. The scene changes. The Sulzer shipbuilding yard. Welding has already replaced riveting. Such is the march of progress. Here at the end of the 30s is one of 3 speedboats commissioned for Lake Lugano, the Freccia Bianca. Sulzer also supplies locomotives, here for Romania. This makes life tough for the neighboring competitor, the Swiss Locomotive Works. They retaliate by building their own diesel engines, and so each company keeps a wary eye on the other. Another Sulzer specialty, penstocks. No task for tender hands. The components arrive at their destination. Customer service is ensured by an experienced team of erectors. All pull together to get the high-pressure pipe into position. Transport was always especially important for a company producing heavy equipment. Here you can see what horsepower really means. A team of 15 horses hauls a flue boiler through the streets of Winterthur to the Haldengut Brewery, a spectacle for old and young. New ideas demand new means of transport. The Caterpillar tractor replaces the horse, another sign of the changing times. From the snows of the Alps, it's a long way to Egypt. Ancient culture and technology. But time doesn't stand still here either. At the Wadi Kamambo irrigation plant, Sulzer pumps replace the oxen. A truck is on its way through the streets of Manila with a Sulzer diesel engine. The international business of Sulzer Brothers has been a characteristic feature of the Winterthur enterprise. Prompt and expert service has always had priority. After the assembly, the valves rattle. A generator produces electricity. Travel all over the world. The establishment of business contacts who become friends is almost a classic rule of Sulzer. One assumes the national customs and eating habits. Above all, when you can stretch your legs in front of the camera. Our return visit from Japan comes promptly. Hans Sulzer welcomes His Imperial Highness Prince Chichibu, the brother of the Japanese emperor. The royal tour also takes in Building 1834, where the company history began. Guests from the United States. After the Second World War, a military delegation tours the Sulzer works. What is Heinrich Wölfer explaining here? There's so much to show. A strenuous visit, even for men used to marching. This bench wasn't decorated for the visitors. A worker is celebrating his jubilee. A long-serving employee is retiring. Even Georg Sulzer pays his respects. Back to the daily round. You can't work on an empty stomach. In the Sulzer canteen, helping hands prepare lunch for the hungry staff. A job done well deserves a fair reward. Payday at Sulzer's. As one can see, the banknotes in those days had an impressive size. Open house. For the city of Winterthur, the first occasions for open house at Sulzer were the event. But you only got in with a permit. Successful business needs a good portion of luck. Or does fortune smile on the hard-working? In the last century, Sulzer was a pathfinder and pioneered the introduction of valve steam engines. But luck alone is not sufficient to be a successful pioneer. Methodical research and development brings new solutions. This apparently is a drafty affair. After a hard day's work, it's time to put down tools. Weary feet carry the Sulzer workers home. The Zürcher Strasse at the end of the working day. Yes, that's the way it was, 50 years ago.